A big welcome to everyone out there. It's going to take a minute, Dianna, to get everyone in here, but we are so thrilled and excited to have Dianna Kokoszka with us today. What a coup on my side to be able to get Dianna's attention and a little bit of her time. Dianna, thanks so much for being with us. We've got a lot of excitement, a lot of really just positive energy. People are thrilled that you're here with us. And we're so thrilled that people are here. If you will, if you're in today, jump in chat. Just make sure you can hear us. Tell us where you're joining us from, what state, what city you're in. While we're doing that, Dianna, we want to do just a quick intro. Our time is extremely tight. I don't know of anyone in the real estate world that doesn't know Dianna Kokoszka, but Dianna, real quick, listen, cancer survivor, one of my biggest heroes. And again, so grateful for you to be with us. Can you take just a minute and tell maybe the one person that's new to real estate on the call today a little bit about yourself?
Oh, Shaun, thanks so much. You know what? You are such a great person of adding value to everyone. I know when I wrote Bold and I was looking for people that would sponsor it, believe in it, help promote it. You were the first to step up, and you didn't just step up one time. It was every single year. You were right there helping, supporting, just like you're doing right now, always giving. And when I think of you and your name, I just think of a giver. And I just thank you for the opportunity. And for all of you out there, I just want to tell you, I don't care where you're at right now. I don't even care where you've been, because I care about you. And when I started real estate, I couldn't afford a babysitter. I put my kids in a little red wagon and started going door to door because I knew they weren't going to come meet me. I had to go meet with them. Well, you know, who would have ever thought that somebody that literally, I had to squeeze a nickel so hard that thank goodness they took the buffalo nickels away, because I think the poop would have come out of it. I suppose it, right? But I think now to have gotten to the CEO position of Keller Williams Realty International for MAPS training and coaching, and building one of the largest coaching companies in the world, especially in the industry. It was the most profitable, taking it from losing $1 million to making over $500 million, and being able to do that with great, great people by my side as we grew and grew. And Shaun, you were one of those that just followed us and helped us so much. So I just honor you and thank you for everything you've done.
Dianna, you're an amazing human. I've admired you for a long time. Thanks again for joining us, guys. We have a lot to cover. Before we do, just two things, Dianna. One, I know you have a TEDx talk coming up. Do you know dates yet on when that's happening?
It's sometime in September. It's a ways away. And here's the interesting part I did not know about TED Talks is they actually record it first, and then they say if you can be on it or not. I mean, you may get this close to doing a TED Talk and they take the cane and pull you off the stage, so to speak. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, prayers welcome, all I can say.
Yeah, well, you're overdue. We want to see you on stage, and we'll look forward to that this fall. We're so excited about today's topic, Dianna. The last 18 months in real estate have been a real struggle. High interest rates, low inventory, buyers sitting on the sideline. And what we're seeing, you and I were talking about this earlier, there's a lot of agents just out there crushing it, doing really, really well. And there's a lot of agents out there really struggling. And so today's topic on mindset, I think, is so relevant for where we are as human beings, individuals, families, businesses. Let's get into it today and talk through where we need to be as real estate professionals.
Well, you know, Shaun, you're spot on. And we were talking about Greg, who I speak with often, and he's right on track to sell 4,000 homes with him and his team this year. Last year, they sold over 3,000. Spoke with some other people that wanted to sell over 200, and they're on track to do about 90. You know, it really depends. Both sides of the spectrum show up in markets like this. Now, I loved markets like this because that's where I made my gain, right? And Gary is absolutely right when he said the market share that you gain in this market, you'll never give up. And the market share you lose in this market, you'll never regain. I think that's an important part for us to remember. And as I've spoken with agents all around, you know, a lot of people think I've retired. I will never retire. I've traveled. I've had lots of fun. did my bout and still doing my bout with cancer, and yet still helping and talking with agents. And right now, there's something going around that is not only affecting real estate, it's affecting most of the world. In fact, antibiotics can't touch it. The microscope can't even spot it. It's rapidly spreading, and almost everybody's feeling the effect of it. What I'm talking about is stress, and it's that hot word in today's market because most people agree with me that these are the high pressure times, and we hear words like I'm on overload, I'm burned out, I'm plain tired, I'm overdosed on change, and I'm sick of that doggone ambiguity and uncertainty that's happening in this world. And the reason that I talk this way is because research shows that 96% of the leaders report feeling burned out. 94% of American workers reported feeling stressed at work. 65% report that the stress of their job has a negative impact on their relationship. 67% report struggling to balance work and personal life. Now, when I give you these statistics, you may think I'm talking about you, and maybe I am. Yet, I'm also talking about your buyers. I'm talking about your sellers. I'm talking about your kids, your aunts, your uncles, your moms, your dad. And I truly believe in real estate, we're feeling this way because of 3 reasons. So write these down. Number 1, we set goals, and then we talk about where we are in relationship to the goal. See, you set a goal way up here, and then you have where the reality is, right? Where you're starting out. And in between that is called a gap. And too many people get caught in that gap trap. And it happens because they're always talking about where they are compared in relationship to their goal. And they're always talking about the gap that they created. And that causes stress in our mind. Now, the way the brain works is if you take where you are and you look at your goal, but you mark where you are. Maybe you mark every week, every other week. Don't go beyond a month of making a mark and celebrating the gain that you've made. Because see, when we celebrate the gain, the brain allows chemicals to flow into our system that is uplifting and keeps us in that positive state, believing that we can do what we desire to do. The stress is unable to live in that environment. And if you need to, you can do the math about where you are in your goal, yet please always celebrate the gain. Now, before I go into that second reason that people are stressed, anxious, and burned out, I just want to tell you, I was taking my morning walk. I work every day to get 10,000 steps in, and something just came to my heart that I wanted to share with you. And that is, most people are not where they want to be, not because they set their goals too high. It's because they set them too low and hit them. And I think it was Les Brown that said that. I'm not real certain, yet it's so true. Because when it comes to goals, I had one of the greatest lessons given to me by a man named Jim Rohn. Some of you may not even know who he is, yet I used to pick him up at the airport in Denver and take him to where he was speaking. I was able to introduce him a couple of times. I'm telling you, he was so brilliant. And what I'm about to say is going to be worth the time that you spend on this call today. See, Jim Rohn said to me, Dianna, set a goal to become a millionaire. Now, I got to tell you, back in 1978-79, today's money would be about $4,485,000. And he said, make it a goal to make $1 million. And here's why. Not for the money. Set the goal for what it will make of you. And who I would become was more important than achieving the goal. And I received one of the greatest classes in one sentence that I've ever received in my life. Set a goal that will make you stretch to achieve it. Get out of that comfort zone. It's a great reason to set goals. And it's because the greatest value in your life is not what you get. It's not what you have. The greatest value is who you become. Now, the second reason people are under stress is they haven't learned how to adapt. They keep living in the past, and instead of behaving like we have in the past, which causes stress, let's think about adapting and understanding the truth. You can't get to better until you get to different. So it reminded me of this little Chinese finger trap, right? And this is how most people go through life, just doing the same thing. Hey, I'm struggling, I want out, but I'm going to keep doing the same thing. What we're taught is we need to surrender and do something different. Let go. Change the way you do it. By pushing in, releasing, surrendering, I'm able to get out. So quit doing the same thing over and over again. You know, we're told that that's insanity by Albert Einstein. And you can release yourself from the stress, release yourself from all that is going on. Blockbuster didn't realize that, and we can learn from them. See, Blockbuster was making $4 billion. And this little company called Netflix comes along and they said, hey, we think that the world is going in a different direction and times are changing. Why don't you buy us for $50 million? Blockbuster said, are you kidding me? I don't need you. We're making $4 billion, for heaven's sakes. And they said no. Blockbuster took out bankruptcy. Do you know in 2023, Netflix made $33.7 billion? Bad decision, bad mistake. They wouldn't adapt to the culture because when the culture shifts, hey, you better shift with it. So you got to look at what culture shifts are taking place in today's market, what behavior trends are happening. Shaun told us about foreclosures. Are you getting all those investors lined up so you can start selling a lot of homes? See, how does this shift affect your business? Not in the way you've done it in the past. It's all mindset and how you're thinking because everything starts with a thought. Think about what you can use to your advantage. And here's the reason that most people don't do that. You wake up in the morning and you do the same thing, the same routine over and over again. Oh, you shower the same way. You drive to work the same way. You continue to do the same things that you've become an expert at. And then you hurry up and you rush home so you can hurry up and eat, and you can hurry up and watch TV or do your emails or hurry up and play with the kids and hurry up and go to bed so you can hurry up and start the next day the exact same way you did yesterday. And yet, I got to ask you, did your brain change at all? Did anything change? Because when you're thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things, seeing the same people, then you're creating the same experiences that produce the same emotions. And all the while, oh man, you are secretly hoping that something will change in your life. Yet doing the same thing with the same people, you begin to think equal to your environment. Your thinking is equal to everything that you already know. So as long as you're thinking equal to everything that's familiar and known to you, and you keep creating more of the same life. Now, research shows us that we have about 6,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. All different research studies, I don't care which one you believe, it's a lot of thoughts. The problem is, and they all agree, that 90% of those thoughts are the same ones you had yesterday and the day before and the day before that. And it flows over into your work because nothing changes because your thoughts have not changed. By the way, they also agree that 85% of those thoughts are negative. Our brain loves to go to the negative side, and it will put doubt into our mind all the time. See, let me give you some examples that I've found from talking with a lot of realtors out there that many people are still winging it with what they want to say. They go, oh, I want to sound natural, Dianna. Well, natural isn't giving them listings and isn't getting them buyers. And they continue to repeat these same patterns over and over and over again. So let's review some things that you already know, yet I think it's worth reminding. People don't believe what you say as a salesperson. People do believe what others say. So referrals are important. 5-star reviews are important. Your profile is important. So I started looking up, Shaun, some profiles on Zillow and Realtor.com, and I'm going, oh my gosh, these people haven't changed this for 10 years. It says that they were the #1 salesperson in 2005. And I'm going, who cares, right? So check those profiles. And the #1 thing that I found everyone believes, you believe it too, it's what you say. You'll always believe what you say. So the question at hand is, are you asking questions so they can respond and believe what they say? It's called sales persuasion, and it's the mindset that you have that allows you to do that. See, when you can ask questions with tie downs, why wasn't it, couldn't it, shouldn't it, aren't they? Don't you agree? And when they say yes, well, it does solidify that they agree with you and they'll believe it. Yet I want you to listen carefully. When you ask questions, are you allowing questions for people to persuade themselves, allowing them to use their mindset in the right way? Because see, the main scripts that I'm hearing out there, well, they're causing psychological confusion. And when you make statements like, oh, the market being the way it is, it would just make sense for you to sell today. Well, that's a great statement, yet really it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because people, many of them are telling people what to do. They're telling them and taking away their free agency and taking away the chance for them to have and make their own decisions. So when you ask a question that's solely designed for them to think differently, ask questions that may be against you as a salesperson benefiting. I mean, if you're talking about why they should buy, why they should sell, you may give good reasons and it may help, yet it may bring a lot of objections. And if you're finding objections, just remember one thing. I don't like saying it. I didn't like hearing it when I was an agent, yet I caused most of the objections, and so are you. See, the way the brain works is people are always looking for any threats. And if you're a salesperson, they're going, they want my money. So they're looking for ways that they feel threatened, and therefore the no or the objections come out. So just a thought. What if you walked into the living room and after you reminded them that you arrived on time, right? And that you wanted to look through the house through the eyes of the buyer so they didn't need to follow you around. And you actually used a little reverse psychology saying something like, well, this is such a wonderful home. And you're in such a great neighborhood. I mean, tell me, why are you not just staying here? And then the prospect now tells you everything that's wrong, and they're convincing themselves that they need to change. Oh, they'll tell you all that you need to know. They'll tell you all the motivation that you'll be able to take the listing. See, they'll say things like, well, we really do love it here, except, and that's when your ears perk up. Let's say that you're calling people to get an appointment. I mean, and you're presenting reasons to meet with you, and they give you pushback or rejections. If you said something like, well, look, Mr. For Sale by Owner, or look, Mr. Seller, I don't know if this makes sense or not to you, yet we got together. What benefit would there be with you and I getting together and discussing a price that would be good for you? See, what benefit, if any, would there be? Then you talk about what you want to talk about. Because the prospect then is always verbalizing their reasons, not yours. With For Sale by Owners, I always found that if I brought you a contract with a price acceptable to you, what issues would that cause, if any? And then you find out what they don't like. I mean, words matter and adapting matters. And many salespeople do things just because other people do it. And I've got a video I want to show you right now. I'm going to set this up. It's a research study where the lady in the purple is in a waiting room with others, and she believes she's going to receive a free eye examination. Now, let's just watch what happens. Everybody in the waiting room has already been cued. You're going to hear a beep, and they stand up. And she looks around, and every time there's a beep, they're going to stand up. Now she's starting to feel a little weird. Oh, there she goes. She's standing up. She doesn't even know why she's standing up. Okay, and so she's watching everyone else. Oh, she does it automatically. Let me ask you, if you were in her shoes, would you be standing up? Are you sure? Now, by one, they're going to take the people back, and she thinks they're going back for an examination. And well, she's going to be the only one here in this waiting. And we're going to find out when she's going to stand up, because she's been submitting herself to everybody else. What's going to happen? There she is. Oh. Why did she stand up? I'm going, would you be that person? She's by herself. She's standing up. Now, here comes a gentleman. He's not aware of the research study. He thinks he's going to get a free eye exam. He's in the waiting room with her, and let's see what he does, because as he takes a seat, he gets all comfortable and everything off, and she stands up, and he looks at her like, what the heck are you doing? Now, at least he's smart enough to ask, why are you standing up? She goes, well, because everybody else was, and I'm supposed to do that. Was she supposed to do that? Nobody told her she was supposed to do that, but at least he asked. Well, there he goes. They're both standing up. Here comes another lady into the room here in just a moment. She doesn't know either. She thinks she's going to come for an eye examination. She watches them and she's going, what are you guys doing? Weird. Now they're both staring at her, and she stands up only because they stare at her. As other people come into the waiting this, pretty soon, every single person grabbed hold of the culture of that waiting room. See, culture is caught, not taught. So we've got to be intentional about what and how we think. We don't just go along with the crowd because everybody's saying that, oh, real estate is bad. Oh, interest rates are bad. Like an invisible force, you're probably not even aware of what's going on, like the beep and them standing up. Yet it affects what you do, how you think, who you are. Your brain craves synchronicity, and it takes comfort in the ease and efficiency of just going along with the flow wherever you're at, whatever happens. And it only took 3 beeps for her to actually stand up. And it's the same in the market centers. It's the same in the offices. It's the same in the families. People will go along with it. And the third reason that people have this problem of stress is they make goals with their conscious mind, yet it is the unconscious mind that allows you to obtain the goal. The conscious mind sets the goal. The unconscious mind obtains the goal. If they're not in alignment, you are not making goal. That's why it's important for you to know this. See, your attitude lives in your conscious mind, and your mindset lives in your unconscious mind. Now, I want you to understand that if you're going to navigate your life, your money, your business, your time, then the navigational tool that you're going to use all the time is your mind. And it's our mind that's actually the GPS system for our life. And sometimes, we forget. We have the power to control. We have the power to direct, and we have the power to instruct and the power to train this God-given gift called our mind. That's why I wrote the book, to retrain your brain to the way that you desire to think, so you get what you want when you want it. And many realtors are concerned about what's happening in the real estate industry. And I go to other industries to look at them. And we've all heard the market isn't out there. The market's up here, the 6 inches between your ears. So I want us to think about actors and actresses. There's about 435,000 actors and actresses in the Screen Actors Guild, much like the real estate world, right, that are realtors. There's barely 4,500 actors who make better than minimum wage, and only 1% make enough money to actually live on. 1% makes over 150,000 a year, yet why do producers pay millions and millions of dollars to actors and actresses like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Tom Hanks, J-Lo, Matthew McConaughey? Why did people stand in line to pay money to see them? They know their scripts and dialogues. They know who they're to be. They act like who they're to be. They believe in themselves. They have a mindset of confidence, of gratitude, of growth, of positive, of humility, of curiosity. And they know that the market isn't out there. They know that they have to make their own market. And I'm going to look at Matthew McConaughey because he lives here in Austin, and he's a guy that seems to have it all together. I really like him. He's got fame, Academy Awards, best-selling author, yet it isn't his success that caught my attention. It's actually the challenges, because he had so many obstacles to obtain the roles that he desired. See, Hollywood had pigeonholed him into this rom-com guy, right? And he had lots of opportunities, and he wanted to get out of that. He wanted to get into other roles. He was actually offered $14.5 million for one single movie, and he turned it down because he knew if he took it, he'd be pigeonholed again. He went nearly 18 months without work, and he wasn't going to take another rom-com. Instead, he said he used that rejection to fuel him. He used those no's to adapt to the market that he wanted. Those no's and those rejections fueled him. Are you using no's and rejections to fuel you? Now, think about who he is today. He made his own market. He trained his brain to think the way he wanted it to think and do the things he wanted it to do. In the research I just finished, 40% of the salespeople say finding leads is part of the sales process. 36% stating it's the closing part, getting the name on the contract. 22% said it was qualifying the process most challenging. It starts with the way that you think. And if you think, well, when I have enough leads, when I have enough closings, when I have enough, I'll be happy. And what they're saying is happiness demands a certain outcome, and it's driven by results. And if you believe this, then you're going to be unhappy most of the time. If you believe that the external world is more important than the internal world, especially the way that you think, then you'll always be looking for the next shining object, the next lead generation guru, right? We got to learn to use this brain properly. Now, I used to say 90% of our success is mindset. They now say 95% is our success. 95% is mindset. We've got to be innovative, build relationships, make it convenient for the people, and add value every day. And with that, I'm going to talk just a moment about a realtor up in Canada. Bernard Bitar is his name. He read my book and he said, oh my gosh, Dianna, I always had a dream, and you rekindled that dream. And he sent this video.
Good books are good to read and reread. What books are you reading, and where are your books are getting you to?
Yeah, Mount Kilimanjaro, that's 19,344 feet to be exact, took my books to new heights. Yet here's the question, what dreams do you need to reawaken? Will you be like Bernard and say, oh my gosh, I have mountains to climb. I have things to do. I have places I want to go. Now, since then, he's climbed more mountains and he's taken my book with him everywhere. Mount Kenya and Point Lenana in Kenya. He has been to Mount Mount Stanley, and he's just about ready to go to Mongolia and Okinawa. Think about it. He said, I'm going to take your book everywhere. I trust it will help you, and you will always desire to become more. So, Shaun, did I give you what you wanted today? That was 30 minutes exactly.
Dianna, my gosh, I made the mistake of not scheduling you for 2 hours. That was incredible. You haven't aged a day, and I'm so grateful and thankful for you. Guys, listen, if you don't own the book, Becoming More, go out there on Amazon, scan that QR document, grab the book. Dianna, I'm going to grab it for all of our team members at Landvoice. We love you and are so grateful for all the value you bring to the real estate world.
Let me just say something about that. I'm so sorry I didn't say this. I'm giving all the scripts and dialogues that I've given to many people, and especially to over 400 in just this last year. They're using them, and they're the same ones that I used to go out on 162 listing appointments and take 160 of them. I know they work. Get them free. It's all working. Thank you, Shaun, so much.
Dianna, you're incredible. You bring value every time I see you. So grateful for you and wish you all the best with your health and all that you're working on now. Just a big thank you from everyone that's out there. Guys, this will be, it is recorded and it will be on the YouTube channel. We placed the link there. Dianna, thanks again, and we'll look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
See you. Bye-bye.